MLB All-Star Game is complete. It was definitely it was not an offensive show to begin with. It did turn into that as we got later into the game, especially toward the end, the ninth inning, where Stephen Kwan had hit like a little soft little ground ball, basically like a swinging bunt, and got on, and then Bobby Witt Jr. comes around and scores from third, and then it goes to a home run swing off for the first time ever in MLB history, because this was when the first time I think it ever happened, I believe, and. Yeah, so what happened was Kyle Schwarber had hit three straight homers to win the game, and then the youngest guy was it Aranda?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, Aranda couldn't hit one. I mean, he was so close to tying it, but he got one short. But Brett Rooker was really the main threat for the AL. He got two of the homers. So, but yeah. So, what do y'all think about the home run swing off? Should this happen, or should they? I love how they had the uniforms on there. How they didn't have the Nationally American League uniforms. So I liked how they had their own teams playing and own teams on their chests. How was that?
I usually I love when players have that because it just represents their team, and it's just I feel like it's more fun that way. Like you just
See
go
who they
out.
represent.
Yeah, you go out there, wear your own jersey or wear your own patch of like the whatever organization you play for. And you play an all-star game. I don't know. I feel like it's always the fun time to do that, and they should go back to that in like pretty much every sport, in my opinion. I feel like that's the way to do it. NFL still does it with their helmets and stuff. So I thought that part was great though.
I actually, I was a big fan of the swing off idea because at the end of the day, all-star games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be just an exhibition. They're not like a serious go 110% type deal because you don't want to risk injury or anything like that. And I think the swing off was a perfect way to kind of encapsulate the fun element of the all-star game. You obviously
Encapsulate.
have all the other activities like the home run derby the day before. The game goes into extras for the first time in a long time, and it's just a really good way to capitalize
I think it was the
on.
first time ever. I think.
Yeah, you said that in the intro, but it was a fun way to capitalize on it, and I think baseball has been making some good decisions in terms of marketing lately. They've been able to get some generational talents as well, but that's a different topic for a different day.
What's crazy about all of it is that I saw some comments and stuff. People saying they wanted to, oh, we want the game to mean something or something like that, or we want the game to stay. The game should be like whoever wins gets home field for the MLB All Star game. I mean, for the MLB World Series home
That's
field.
silly.
No,
No,
That's silly. That
the
makes no
team who
sense.
wins the most games and plays the best in the regular season should be the one that gets
right.
it.
I'm like,
Why does the
no.
All-Star game have to come down to the final like few playoff rounds? That makes no sense to me. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid.
90% of these players on the team possibly won't even be playing in the
Exactly.
playoffs
Like that makes
or the World Series.
right.
So why the like what? I hate when people keep bringing that up. I mean, it's been brought up a lot by people on X, on Instagram comments, all of that stuff. Everybody talk about, oh, they need to bring back the uh, whoever wins gets the home field for the World Series. Dude, do you realize that that has nothing to do with the World Series?
I mean, the
That
starting
like
pitcher for the NL, Paul Skeens, he won't be going to the playoffs, much less the World Series. It's like, what does he care whether the NL gets home field advantage?
right.
Exactly.
Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals. They're out of the playoffs. I mean, they're not officially out, but they're not making the playoffs.
I
Like, what
mean,
are we
there's
talking
no
about?
reason for those guys to care about whether the game is in, say, New York for the Mets or whether it's in, I don't know, Detroit for the Tigers. Like, it just doesn't matter to those guys because they won't be in that spot.
No, I mean it's like maybe it'll help Tarek Skubal, who started the game. Yeah, it'll help him. It's not going to help Paul Skeens. It's not going to help. I mean, it's not going to help. What's his name? Mackenzie Gore and James Wood. It's not going to help Kyle Stowers for the Rockies. They're out of the season's over for them.
They couldn't
Like
care less.
They probably are looking for vacation spots
Shane
as we
Smith
speak.
for the White Sox.
They got their Cancun trip booked already for early October.
Those guys have nothing to do with the World Series. Like, and I hate when people keep bringing that up, but if anything, if they wanted to be competitive, be like the NBA, offer a cup and offer some prize money. People will play for that. But I just hate how people keep messing with the game of baseball. Like, just leave it the way it is. Obviously, the ABS system, I like that. It works. I like that. But when it comes down to changing for rules and we're gonna do this for this outcome, like, bro, just leave the game alone. Like, the game of baseball has come and gone so far that it's not as good as it used to be back in the 2000s. Say what you
Can I
want,
also
steroid
just
era, but
say
games weren't as
that
competitive back then like it was back then.
Can I also just say that from a broadcast standpoint, and this doesn't only apply to the All-Star game, this applies to regular games too. The in-game interviews that they have with players where they're on the
Oh,
field, I'm not a fan. It's just it makes no sense. Like, why? They're not going to give you anything productive when they're talking out there because they got to focus on what's happening. It's like they're going to give you a half-ass response because they're trying to play the baseball game. They're not in the dugout, they're out in the field. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I
And
kind
then
of like this.
also in the eighth inning, when Ken Rosenthal interviews Jacob Mizorowski after he pitches a scoreless inning, and his first question is about how did the other guys treat you in the dugout after you basically were told that you shouldn't be there. That's bad journalism, bad question. This might just be me being a salty Brewers fan who was mad that everyone got frustrated over it, but it was just he got dragged on Twitter afterwards, and I just don't think it was right for him to ask a kid who's on the high of throwing a scoreless inning in his first ever All-Star game, and you ask him about how everyone else treated him. It's like, ask him about his journey. I don't know.
I'll ask you guys a good journalism question. What's your favorite moment from the All-Star game? Whether that's the Derby or just the actual All-Star game. What's your highlight that you guys wanted to kind of show, I guess, if you had to say?
I like the All-Star game. Obviously, I like the home run derby, but I'm not the, fazant. Crazy person to be like, oh my god, I need to see the All-Star game, home run derby. I need to see the home run derby. No, I'm not. I could deal without it, to be honest. I'd rather have like a skills challenge type thing, but that's just a story for another day. Um, but yeah, I'm a big fan of the All-Star game and all in general. Maybe because I wasn't really like a home run hitter, but
No.
I mean, I like the All-Star game the most. The best thing I like about it is that they tried the ABS system in it, and it worked.
That's
It
work,
really
yeah. I
worked.
was gonna say
I
it did
think
work.
next year I think they're gonna have the ABS system in the MLB,
I
and I
don't
think and
know.
I like it.
I feel like it's still a long way to go, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't. I know they tried it out, but one game doesn't matter. I feel like they gotta
Well, they
give it
tried it all in spring
Well,
training
they've tried
too.
it in spring training and stuff, and lower leagues like single and double A. They've had it in
AAA
too.
uses it,
I know
so
AAA uses it for sure, yeah. But well, you think it'll translate better to the MLB? Like, will it be the same? You know what I mean?
yeah. It's gonna be some like pushback a little bit, like when it first starts, because people
That's
are
what
like,
I'm
oh,
saying. Yeah,
why you have umps and stuff. But look at how it does with when they check their hands every time they lead a mound. It was pushed back with that, and
that's true.
now the pitchers don't care anymore. The time clock, the pitcher time clock, was pushed back with that. They didn't think it was gonna happen, and you know
Jalen,
that works out too. But the ABS
explain to
system is
Jalen.
like a challenge system to where so a pitcher throws a ball, and it so happens, like, say if it's inside the zone and the ump calls it a ball, he can challenge and tap his head or something, and then they go on a big jumbotron, and it'd be a quick instant like review of the where the pitch was thrown. So like, you know how you could get. I'm not sure if you use the MLB app, but you could go in there and see where all the pitches are located, and that's basically what it is. It's just showing you where the pitches were and whether it was a ball or a strike or not. So the hitter can challenge if it was a ball. 9 times out of 10, he's not going to challenge if it's a strike. He's not going to challenge if it's a ball, but he can challenge if it was a strike. But the pitcher will definitely challenge if it's a close pitch on the corner and it was called a ball. He's going to try to challenge that and see if it was a strike so he can get the strikeout. And it happened with Terry Skubal. He struck
Other
out
How do
struck
they
out.
use it in the triple A? Like, how do they do that? Like, they have an app too, or what?
They probably just have a. I'm not 100% sure,
Yeah,
but I think the best way
Okay.
to do it would just be having like a replay center or something with like someone working like a jumbotron type thing, and it's like,
yeah, they got someone in there working with that.
This is the biggest reason. I remember Sam talking about how he didn't want, or no, maybe he did want it. I don't remember. Someone said that they didn't want it because it would slow down the game. Yes, it does slow down the game. That's it. It slows it
Not
down.
really. It doesn't really slow it down though, because it comes within
Like it
seconds.
does, bro.
yeah,
You
it's
get
not
like
like
two. You got like 5 seconds to challenge it.
No, you got 5 seconds to challenge it, but then they take like fucking 5 minutes to look at it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Well, not the challenge, not the ABS system. Now, when it comes down to like review a call, like if you save her out, that slows the game down for sure. But when it comes down to the ABS system, it comes within seconds. The minute they
I mean, because the
tap their
strike
head,
zone is
all
like,
they do, the minute they
Yeah.
tap their head, they turn around and look at the jumbotron, and it's already there. So
I think I know me and Sam were kind of in agreement on this on one of our first episodes we ever did, which was that there should be a limit on the amount of challenges that you can use, so that it still includes a bit of the human element in there, where not everything is going to be perfect, and catchers are able to frame better and stuff like that. Where it
I
just
think they
kind of
get
takes
two.
the
They,
yeah. I
yeah.
think that's the right way to do it. You get two. I think I said 6 was fair, just because sometimes the umps do a bad job every once in a while, but throughout the game, you just get a set number of challenges where you can challenge whether a call is a ball or a strike, and then it goes to that instant review, and then you get your answer. I think that that's the
if you
best
get
way
it
to do it.
right, if you get it right, you keep it. If you get it wrong, that's
Yeah.
one challenge gone. You know.
Because I think if you overuse it, it really will ruin the game, and
Oh
pitchers
yeah.
will just be every time it's like slightly outside, they'll be challenging, and you got to be smart with it too. You can't use all your challenges in the first 2 innings.
9 times out of 10, a lot of pitchers will use the challenge system on strike three calls. If it's a ball, they hit the corner and it's strike three, they feel like they're going to challenge that. And it worked, man. It worked. It actually produced a couple of strikeouts for a pitcher. You know, it could definitely work for hitters as well when they look at when they're at the plate. Because I know I've seen it. You know, I've been messed up on calls a lot in my lifetime where it was definitely outside and I get called for it, or it's about to hit me in my ribs and it gets called. But I mean, it won't like responding to that question. Will it slow the? It should slow the game down now because it comes within seconds. I mean, you got like maybe 5 seconds to tap your head, and if they tap their head, all they do is turn around and look at the jumbotron, and it'll be up there already.